And welcome back to the Town Hall. After 2 decades, the United States completed its withdrawal from Afghanistan yesterday, ending America's longest war. And many people, of course, wondering what happens now.
And there are a lot of developments with the continued evacuations of Americans and others. We have 3 things you need to know about Afghanistan tonight. President Biden today forcefully defended his decision to pull troops from Afghanistan, the day after the nation's longest war officially ended. Biden said today he believes it's time to stop using American soldiers to remake other countries.
Also today, Vice President Kamala Harris presided over a rare session of the U.S. Senate in order to approve money for thousands of U.S. citizens returning from Afghanistan. Usually, the vice president only shows up to break a tie, but this passed with unanimous consent in the Senate. Almost all the members were absent because the Senate is in recess. The House already passed this bill, and so it now goes to the president for his signature.
And hundreds of evacuees from Afghanistan have arrived in Europe, where they will stay temporarily before being flown to the United States. This U.S. military plane landed in Spain today, carrying 201 evacuees, including Afghans. It was one of the last planes to leave Kabul yesterday. The refugees will stay there for 2 weeks before heading to the U.S.
11 Marines, 1 sailor, and 1 Army soldier were killed in that attack that happened at the airport in Kabul last week as they were working to evacuate people to safety.
Yeah, it's stunning to realize that they were just babies when the war in Afghanistan started. They were the final casualties of America's longest war. Brown University's Cost of War project says 2,455 American service members were killed in Afghanistan, in addition to more than 3,800 U.S. contractors. The war killed more than 47,000 Afghan civilians, 66,000 Afghan troops and police, and 51,000 Taliban and opposition fighters. At the peak of the war in 2011, 130,000 U.S. and allied troops were stationed in Afghanistan. Now there is no U.S. military presence for the first time in 20 years. The war cost more than $2 trillion. The U.S. borrowed most of the money to pay for it. The $2 trillion figure does not include the future interest, nor does it include future costs to help veterans. By some estimates, the U.S. won't finish paying for it until 2050. And you talk about the cost. We've had this conversation before when you have numbers of people, and it is people and the individual lives and the lives touched by that.
Yeah, the numbers help put it into perspective, but there's a life behind so many of those numbers, as you say. Yeah.